Alright guys, I'm here with Mr. Galaxy. He's going to help model our English tack for us today. So the first piece that we're going to start with is our English saddle blanket. They can come in different shapes and sizes. This is pretty standard for what you're going to see. When you put it on, you're going to want these straps and this keeper to be towards the front of the horse. You want your keeper to sit right where you want your girth to go. Hi, buddy. Next, we have our saddle, similar to a Western saddle and similar to the one I showed you earlier. It's going to be pretty much the same as putting on a Western saddle. We want to be really careful when we're lifting up and over, and we're not going to smack Galaxy in the flank or on the rear end there. So I'm going to lift really high and set it down nice and gentle on his back. Then I'm going to make my adjustments. Exactly where I want my girth to go. On your English saddle, you're going to want to make sure that you tuck your girth pieces through your little keeper here, as well as do your strap. Doing these straps up will make sure that your saddle pad doesn't slide back while you're riding. This is especially important if you're doing something like jumping, where your saddle pad has a higher chance of scooting back off your horse. This girth is a little bit different than the one I showed you earlier, but it's going to be the same concept. We've got our two buckles here. As you can see, we got our two straps here. Some saddles might have three, and that's just a personal preference on which straps you put it on. What you're going to do, pretty simple and straightforward, slide through the top of your keeper there. You're going to select your hole. Do it with both straps, both buckles. Make sure it's sitting where you like, looking good, and then you do the same thing on the other side. I like to start low on my holes and go up as I need on the other side. I just guessed on this girth here for an example, so obviously if I put this up all the way on this side and all the way up on the other side, we still got daylight. This girth's a little bit too big. You might also notice if you ride English that you have to put your irons down. At the end of the ride, with an English saddle, you're going to want to run up your irons so that as you're walking back to the barn, these aren't smacking Galaxy. These are pretty heavy. We don't want him to bounce against his side the whole time we're on our way back to the barn. So I'm going to pull it all the way up underneath, and then I'm going to tuck the strap through the iron, and that's just going to hold it in place.